Hey, and welcome back to MichMusic Now. I'm Michele Weir, and today we're talking about jazz piano, and specifically we're working on voicing P1, that is position 1. Don't underestimate the power of P1 because this is going to be your best friend. If you're kind of new to jazz piano and you don't know a lot of voicings yet and you're going to start working on this trajectory, you're going to be super happy with this because it's a simple voicing, but coupled with pattern P1, it becomes so incredibly useful. You can do a lot with it, you can expand on it, you can make 4/3 suspensions and do passing notes and broken chords and add all kinds of extensions and things to make melodic content. Anyway, just know it's a really good one and you want to learn it, and you want to learn it really, really well. Let me give you an example of a couple of things you can do with voicing and pattern, which we'll do in a future class, P1. Okay, so with P1 you can accompany yourself, you can accompany somebody else, you can work on your improvisation, you can write a song, you can work on an arrangement, you can check a lead sheet to make sure that it's accurate, you could write a lead sheet, you can do ear training, just plenty of stuff. So it's worth learning and learning very well. Before we actually take a look at the voicing, a couple of definitions. First of all, voicing. What does that mean? If you're brand new to jazz piano, you may not know what that means. So it's just the arrangement of the notes. That's all it is. And let me show you at the piano. Here's a triad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when I rearrange the notes, same notes, different position, we call it a voicing. Here's another one. Okay, so that's all it is. Now we're going to take a look at P1, all right? We think numbers a lot in regard to these voicings, okay? So start to just accept that we're going to be thinking numbers. Take a look here at the board. This is a root position C major 7. It's because we have the note 1 on the bottom. So 1, 3, 5, 7. And it's also in close position. You can't get any closer than that. Here's a voicing of the same notes. This is position 1 voicing, C major 7. And the numbers are 1 at the bottom, 7, 3, 5. That's your magic equation for this voicing, 1, 7, 3, 5. Now take a look at the piano. Here's a 1, then I find 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 3, 1, 2, 3, and 5. Obviously I'm going from the bottom up when I talk about the numbers. So 1, 7, 3, 5 is the equation. Let's apply it to F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is in F. Now that process seems really cumbersome, right? It's kind of like, wow, okay, that'll take me a while to think that way and to find these voicings, but there's a special trick I'm going to share with you right now. If you can find a triad, which I think you can, all you need to do is move your thumb a half step, and you have a major 7 chord. Major triad, major 7 chord. Same with F, major triad, major 7 chord. And B flat, major triad, major 7 chord. Now, if we want to go back, well, first of all, you could toggle recommend practicing is the toggle 2 system here. So you're going to play triad, then major 7, triad, major 7, triad, major 7, until you're comfortable with it. Then triad, major 7, triad, major 7, triad, major 7. And eventually you just think it, and then you go directly to the major 7. Think it, then go to the major 7. Think the triad, then go to the major 7. Think the triad, then go to the major 7. Okay? There you go, with a little bit of P1 for a major 7 chord. We're also going to do dominant 7 and minor 7 chord today. So why did I choose those particular keys to go through? Good question, right? So this is the circle of fifths. You want to be thinking to always be going this direction in the circle of fifths, because that's how real music progresses. Now, if you're working on finding key centers and knowing your sharps and flats and things like that, sure, you could look at it to the right or the left. But for our purposes of chord progression examining, we're going to be going toward the left. So I did C, then F, then B flat, E flat, A flat. I went like that. And the reason is a lot of jazz standard songs move that direction a lot. No, really, a lot. Okay? So it behooves you to practice doing that counterclockwise motion in the circle of fifths when you're practicing. So you might want to just take a snapshot of this or Google it or something, circle of fifths. Get a copy of that so that you can look at it and follow those chords. Okay, back to the piano. So your first practice goal, as I said, is to play triad, major 7, triad, major 7, and eventually just drop the triad part and just think it and play the major 7. Now, so let's say a week has gone by and you've done it every day and you're getting pretty comfortable with it. Cool. Now we're going to play dominant 7. Here's our major 7 chord. If I play this note, I'm playing a dominant 7. It's a bluesy chord. Then if I want to play a minor 7 chord, I just flat the 3rd. Another easy way to think about it is triad, your thumb moves, your thumb moves, your middle finger moves. Again, triad, major 7, dominant 7, minor 7. 4 chords going on there. Let's try them again. Triad, major 7, dominant 7, minor 7, going to F. Triad, major 7, dominant 7, minor 7. All right? And you go through all keys like that. Now, that's the gist of it. So learning it cognitively and learning it with your ear and hearing it with your ear is one thing. The other thing about any kind of piano playing, or playing of any instrument for that matter, is physicalizing. Let me say that again. It's important. It's not just about cognitive learning. It's about physicalizing, because music goes at a tempo. Sometimes, there's speed to it. So you have to be reliable to stay up with a steady rhythm, which means you've got to be on your game. You got to know those voicings. They have to become automatic to you, which means they have to get in your body, out of the brain, into the body. So I recommend practicing with a metronome, and I'm going to do some classes in MichMusic Now on practicing. That is one of the biggest, I think it'll be a very useful class for a lot of people trying to do a lot of different types of things, scat singers, piano players, vocal groups, etc. Just how to practice is really an important concept. So I'm going to just recommend that you have a metronome at 80 or something like that. Maybe like that, or whatever you're comfortable with. Maybe give it 2 clicks per chord and go triad, part of that process. The trickiest part is going from C then to the F, like that. And then going from F to B flat, no stopping, no pausing. Okay, so you can be creative with how you do this exact practice, but you know, basically you want to do that. I mean, like you may add in some beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then add 2, 3, 4, giving you time to think, something like that. Anywho, you do that, and then eventually you want to start to wean yourself off of having to do that. So you take your dominant 7 and you go, okay, I know it's like a triad, and then I go 2 half steps with my thumb. There it is. And then here's F. Hey, notice that. Same position, like my hand is in like exactly the same shape. And then you can do what I call toggle 2 and go from C dominant to F dominant to C dominant to F dominant. Okay, and then you could go F dominant to B flat dominant, F dominant to B flat dominant. A lot of toggling 2 is very useful. When you get a little better, you could also toggle 4. Do the first 4 chords as a group and just practice those, then do the next 4 chords. So there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, although I hate that saying. Such an animal lover, don't skin a cat, but there are different ways to achieve your goals. Let's see. Again, remember that the 251 Position 1 P1 class will be coming very soon if it's not out already. So that is the companion class to this one. So you want to be sure to check that out. Then you can really do some stuff. The final hurdle is to get your trusty fake book and just open it to a page and start reading chords. Now with this current level of really basic jazz piano knowledge, it's not going to sound super musical, and it's not supposed to yet. But, you know, you want just to get practice at the ability to C chord, play the chord, C the chord, play the chord, C the chord, play the chord. You want command of that because in future classes I'm going to be teaching you more about how to embellish these voicings and start to make them sound like music. And we can work on, you know, playing swing bass lines, and we can talk about bossa nova patterns and stuff like that. There is a PDF for this class that has some exercises for you, some information also on what we did today in this MichMusic Now class. Okay, so be sure to get your PDF download. Go to MichMusic Michele Weir YouTube channel and look in the description, and you'll see a link to it there. It is very, very close to the subscribe button. If you like these videos, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it very much. I also want to tell you about my book. This is Jazz Piano Handbook, and this is from Alfred Publishing. And of course, yes, it has P1 in it, both the voicing and the pattern. It also has P2 voicing and pattern, and P3 and P4 and some other voicings. And it teaches you how to play not just in accompaniment style, but in where you're playing the melody also with good voicings. And there's playing with a swing bass line and bossa nova pattern. There's etudes and exercises. There's a CD and a glossary. And I think there's a little theory. Oh yeah, there's theory and stuff in the back. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. It's been quite a while since I really looked at this. Yeah, there's chord progression and glossary, sort of. Anyway, it might be useful for you. Write me if you have any questions or anything like that. I'd love to see a comment on YouTube or come to the MichMusic Network Facebook group. Anyway, that's all for now. Good luck. Thanks. Bye.